Okay, this is Green Warrior 1, and honestly, this is crazy how we reached the end of Arc 9, like a whole year since like Arc 9 started, or a little over a year. Now, two things. One, this beginning part will be more or less with my original avatar mainly used, not the VTuber Natsuki Subaru or the Natsuki Subaru from the Lost in Memories game. That's because it's easier to use that one when it comes down to like just ramble on and try to add in a few visuals if I can, assuming timing. But this is more of just, hey guys, what's up? I got a shit ton of subscribers thanks to the last few videos. Uh, Thank you for subscribing. I would like to first give y'all thank you. Like we will discuss on the last chapter. I'll have a full video dedicated to Arc 9 because oh my gosh, it's insane, especially with the infighting that happened the last few days. Second, quick update. Just time stamping. So if you want to go straight to it, you can. But just a quick update. I do want to say I got the Isekai Quartet video that's going to come out tomorrow, like the latest one, because I did talk about it. I just didn't account for Tap 8 to do another damn chapter close by. I'm actually going to release Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc review sometime this week. That is on the goals, because I'm right done with editing. I got a Kingdom Hearts 2 review on the works. I got a interesting character from ReZero in the works, especially now considering all the shit that happened. And yeah, I mean, I do have a My Hero season 2 slightly in the works, but depending on, probably gonna have to hijack that for a second just so I can do the final season review, but we'll see. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, please subscribe, give a like, and comment down below.
Okay, so let's begin with, at least let's start off with the interesting part being Roswell L. Mathers, like what he was up to before this whole mess of an arc started, and he was with Frederica. They're at the Burial territories, like where her workers are, like where Priscilla's stuff is, and all that. They basically talk about, well, Roswell mostly talks about like a villain, like, oh, I'm gonna take over this, we'll force everyone to be in the Emilia camp. Only for yeah, to ruin it because she comes back because obviously Al didn't give the signal and essentially means, well, he's defeated, or that something went wrong and she needs to go back, and that, oh no, Priscilla had actually made Schult Bariel, so she basically adopted him and now he is the owner of the territory, so it prevents Roswell from trying to make a power move and steal, well, Priscilla's territory. So I do love that Frederica essentially says that, well, first of all, if Roswell played a villain in front of Ram or Petra, both of them would have at least said something to him. Not only that, but also Frederica basically saying, wow, Priscilla basically beat Roswell while she's dead essentially. So yeah, Priscilla was quite literally a badass. Even in death, she screws people over. But yes, essentially, Priscilla was a worthy adversary towards Emilia. And going back to Yaya for a second, like, okay, there she is. She's in the canon timeline. I mean, I wasn't surprised by that. But it is interesting that she is still super loyal to Al, and that she basically, like, obviously, alternative task is go back. And not only that, she still wants him to succeed so that way she can watch him die. So essentially, obviously, all the progress that was made from literally the last loop doesn't apply here because she didn't get forced by Rem that she loves Aldebaran, but it is what it is. And obviously, backtracking to Heinkel, sorry about that. Backtracking to Heinkel, who basically was tied up by Yaya's strings in the middle of nowhere, manages to cut free, and thinks he lost another shot at getting his wife to reawaken. So, oh, poor dude. Like, I mean, he's still a prick, don't get me wrong, but I mean, yeah, he's kind of in a worse situation than he was before. Like, before, at least there was some weird ass goal with Al promising something to help Heinkel, and now he literally has nothing. The only upside to this is that he didn't betray Wilhelm, so, he could always just go to his dad, even though, like, the relationship is bad. Though it's not as bad as, like, Wilhelm and Reinhard, or even Heinkel and Reinhard, like they both hate Reinhard for what he did in Arc 5. So that is unfortunate. Now, Subaru and the crew. Now, this is where I was kind of interested. Subaru using Corleones, like, I think everyone already knew this, and I suspected it for the most part, but Corleones, like, he doesn't know every single detail that happened, but the core emotions that he felt through Corleones was enough to give him at least information on things, so he probably did felt like all of his allies start to fall whenever they got hit by Al's territory, like, aggressor mode Al thing, and obviously that probably is the reason why he probably accepted death, because I think people forget, if one of his allies dies or something like so unreversible happens, Subaru will not hesitate to, well, you know, off himself. I know, Arc 4, he's supposed to love himself, like, yeah, that he does. He doesn't really use it as much. But the second, like, say, Emilia dies, Rem dies, Ram, Otto, like, if a single member of, like, his important people die, yeah, I don't think anything's convincing him that he won't reset, because he will not like reset for like small dumb things like the perfect future, like Greedo Subaru, but he's not just gonna let things slide. So, you know, it is what it is. Though he did felt Rem, so he basically did acknowledge that yes, Rem did came back. Petra had the strongest resolve, so that basically is why he kind of broke down with Petra, because she must have suffered the most. He didn't know the full details, but you can only, like, infer that something was up. And, yeah, I mean, the fact that he knew that Rem was back basically alerted him that Roy is the key to get Rem back. And, yeah, he wants to go to the capital and effectively force Roy to throw up the memories and name and essentially, like, go, like, after him. And here's the problem with that. That might be a problem in terms of he might be forced to have to make a deal with Roy or something that could make him be an enemy. But I'll hold that for a separate video because we're just reviewing what information we're getting. Then we have one of the most craziest things. So, we have a new character who came in. A priestess, by the way. A nun, you know, like the Melty from the game, from the bad ReZero game that somehow is starting to become relevant to the story. Which, I mean, to be fair, the second you lose Priscilla, there's an open spot. And, you know, the game had like 6 candidates when there were only 5. So, you know, there could be a chance Melty could jump in. But something interesting, it's obviously just the whole emissary from the Holy Dragon Church appearing to the royal palace, talking to the wise men about the victims of Pristella, and that the Holy Church of the Divine Dragon wants to help those people, and that an emissary, so a woman in the nun's clothes, talks to, they have some talks with Miklotov, I think that's how you pronounce it, so basically important people from the council. And this does lead into a conversation with Felix and Krush. And this nun is named Philor. Or Philor? Philor? I can't pronounce it. But she has the same name. She has the same name as the princess that was kidnapped like 15 years ago. Like prior to the main event. So, you know. The one that Wilhelm went to rescue before, like when his wife went to take care of the white whale. And yeah, that is the end of Arc 9. Okay, let me break this down like this. For the Roswell stuff, I kind of find it funny, because as well as the Felix and all this, that Aldebaran quite literally sabotaged the main story and decided, let's get rid of Natsuki Subaru. Let's do my goal. And everyone gathered together, endgame style in a sense, to say, nah bro, you ain't getting rid of Subaru. Like, they quite legit dropped everything they were doing to go save Subaru. Now obviously in Wilhelm, like the cruise camp, Wilhelm is not gonna allow Subaru to just get thrown away. And then obviously when it comes down to the Felt camp, they obviously have some loyalty to Subaru, well, in the sense that obviously befriending him, mainly Felt and Reinhard. You have the Anastasia camp, which clearly they wouldn't, but they're obviously busy with other things, and then obviously the Emilia camp would not allow that to happen. So essentially, every single person what Al did hijacked what everyone was doing, which is kind of funny when you really think about it. But yes, that is one thing. But Roswell is doing his own shenanigans, so that means it's gonna take something else to maybe get him to learn his lesson, like he did in the last loop. So. I'll obviously talk about it in a whole separate video because that is a big topic, and I genuinely do not think I could cover it in just one video that's one chapter, the end of Arc 9. But what I will say is, for Subaru's part, I think Al may have fucked up, and, like, yeah, he put Subaru as this big threat that needs to be get rid of from Lagunica, or, well, from the entire world. However, he just gave Subaru the exact tools he wants to get Rem back, and he's going to get Rem back. Like, that is going to be his primary goal, which has been since Arc 5. Like, after the events there, Arc 6 to literally 9 has been, let's get Rem back. Well, sort of. Arc 6 was, but then got hijacked when Amnesia Subaru. Arc 7 and 8, literally the whole Wallachia stuff, and then Arc 9, fucking Al just completely hijacked everything. So yeah, the next arc is going to be focused on that. But the Philor, like the new character coming into play at the last chapter, Tape, like why? Why we gotta do this? Why you gotta bring new characters right at the end? Like what do you win? What do you win doing this? But no, I think everyone suspects it. Like what I'm about to say, she's probably Capella. Like no shit, she's probably is. I only say this because if Tape is bringing like characters from the Prophecy of the Throne into the mix, and the fact that the church is getting involved, Melty was part of the church, which also meant Sakura was part of like I think she was like the leader or something, and then Tiga being like the guardian stuff. So if the church is getting involved and those characters come into play, you damn well know that Capella is involved in some manner. Not only that, but this is gonna affect the Felt like arc, because this character, this nun, has the exact same looks as the royal candidates, or like the original royals, with the, I believe, red eyes and blonde hair, like the specific colors that say scream royalty. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say in regards to, this was one hell of a way to end it and essentially set up what the events of Arc 10 are going to be, which was going to be originally Arc 9. And we know that that's going to be a Felt heavy arc, like Felt. So yeah, we basically got a tease in this arc of Felt's possible connection. And then we have now this princess right here who claims to be like, has the same name as the princess and all. And this brings so many questions. But I think the biggest concern we should probably have is Subaru, because he's about to go and try to go after Roy, and who knows how many loops he's gonna do it before he even reaches Roy for the most part. But what are the consequences? Because if it's to free Roy, he becomes an enemy of Lagunica, and that's gonna cause so much shit. But yeah, that's how it is. Honestly, I want to know your thoughts. Please tell me, what do you think? Obviously, just tell me, what do you think about the setup to Arc 10? If we're going to talk about Arc 9 as a whole, trust me, I got a video in the works. But yeah, this is Green Warrior 291 signing up. Peace.